Hello, it's Zoe, coach, creator, and mischief maker behind the Mischief Movement podcast, your weekly inspo for people looking for more hell yeah in their life. I'm on a mission to help you rediscover that rebellious streak, find your confident inner badass, and stop holding yourself back from the amazing life you've been dreaming of. Join me each week as I discuss mindset, share stories, or develop strategies, sometimes alone, but most often through interviewing adventurous, unconventional guests who are shaking up the status quo, living life on their terms, and impacting the world by doing things differently. Not long ago, I woke up one day and thought, this isn't the life I'd imagined for myself. I felt disconnected and unfulfilled, but I set my intention firmly on adding more fun, getting out of my comfort zone, and becoming curious about what truly lit me up. And then magical things started to happen, including this podcast. As that famous quote goes, she remembered who she was and the game changed. I've always loved the word mischief because it's cheeky, playful, and a little bit rebellious. And that's exactly what I hope this podcast brings to the table. Let's rewrite the rules, throw two fingers up to society, and do more of the things we love. So I'm here to empower you to boldly rebel against the ordinary and support you as you design a life you don't want to escape from. If you feel called to activate your own adventure and make unconventional your new normal, I dare you to jump in with me. Hello, this week I am doing things a little differently because I think it's good to play around and try new things. So instead of the usual interview, you'll hear about a couple of mischief makers from the community and a short message from me. I love doing random stuff like this and surprising you. So here goes, I guess. Right. First up, I want to introduce you to a fantastic cause that you can go and support. If you're a Mischief Mail subscriber, you'll already be familiar with my Renegade of the Week, or you might have seen it on Instagram. And this time around, it's Josh Richardson. Now, although I've often thought about having a dedicated slot for promoting these sort of charity events and good causes, I haven't actually done anything about it. So this week I thought, well, what's the point in having a platform if I'm not actually using it to make a real impact? So I thought I'd dedicate a little piece about Josh, aka the Roaming Rider on Instagram, what he's up to and how you can help, followed by this week's actual mini episode. And then at the end, I'm just going to introduce you to another member of our Mischief Maker community. After seeing friends and family struggle with mental health, Josh decided that he wanted to raise awareness of the hidden struggles those around him are fighting and the support networks available. He's going to complete a solo motorcycle tour riding the coastline of the UK. He's doing it for charity, and the charity is called Andy's Man Club. And the tour has one main stipulation. He can't personally pay for anything unless it's absolutely necessary. Andy's Man Club are a men's suicide prevention charity offering free-to-attend peer-to-peer support groups across the United Kingdom and online. And they want to end the stigma surrounding men's mental health and help men through the power of conversation. Hashtag, it's okay to talk. He's going to ride the coast of the UK, which is approximately 5,000 miles, relying solely on the support of strangers to spread the message that you're never alone and people fundamentally want you to succeed. He's hoping to achieve the tour relying on the support of others, and his plan is to spread the word through social media with his expected evening locations, also hoping to find local bike meets en route. He's hoping to have fuel and food donated locally as he doesn't want online donations to support the tour, but they should be purely for Andy's Man Club. He has a tent and a sleeping bag and will go as far as he safely can each evening. No hotels or B&Bs will be paid for. The departure date is confirmed for the 5th of September 2024 from Withensea Pier in Yorkshire, and I'll pop all the links in the show notes if you want to get involved and support Josh with his amazing trip. Right, this week I am jumping on my soapbox to bring you a message for the week. When you make room for mischief, you create space for change. Let me say that again. When you make room for mischief, you are creating space for change. This is something that I wrote in my journal last year, and then I actually rediscovered it over the weekend. You may have seen the reel on Instagram. But as I repeated it to myself, wondering where on earth I'd pulled it from, because I literally have no idea, I started to really understand the meaning and kind of visualize how mischief and change are like a pair of colourful cousins, right? They're both dancing the same dance. Let me break that down for you. So mischief conjures up ideas of fun, being carefree, playfulness, experimenting and exploring. But there can also be an element of risk, of not following the rules and of doing things differently. It's edgy, it's creative, it's deeply curious, it's sociable, it's good trouble, and it's likely that there's a cause worth fighting for. Change, on the other hand, can feel scary. It's unknown, unsafe, unstable, and sometimes unimaginable. We treat it like a scary monster that needs avoiding. We're programmed to do what we know for survival. But in that space, we live in a land of limitations. Some are created by society, whilst others are created in our head. But either way, we're not encouraged to be the free spirits we were born as. We're conditioned to clip our own wings. Change, therefore, could be the best thing to ever happen to us, even when it's kind of happening to us and we're wondering what the hell is going on. I could probably fill this episode with cliche quotes like, where one door closes, another door opens. But instead, I'm not going to do that. I will just share this one quote that I like by Karl Barth. Though no one can go back and make a brand new start, anyone can start from now and make a brand new ending. Imagine being shown a film about your future. Do you like the way it ends? Have you done the things that you wanted to do? Spoken to the people you wanted to speak to? Achieved the goals that you'd set yourself? Did you make space for change to occur? Change or transformation is a natural part of life. Just as nature evolves and grows, so do we humans. Life isn't static. So why do we get so hung up on trying new things, changing course, pivoting, revisiting old ideas, even brainstorming new ones? Making room for mischief means approaching life with a sense of fun, curiosity, and leaning into the things we love, often with no agenda other than to just enjoy life. We learn to play in the possibility of what if, instead of worrying about whether it's the right thing to do. Right for whom exactly? We're all unique, after all. I believe that when we can adopt this attitude of exploration and activate our own adventures, a little bit of magic happens. The changes that we feared before become less scary. We remove that power and just enjoy seeing how things pan out. Creating space for change looks like allowing your mind to wander because you've chosen to paint instead of doing overtime at work. It looks like accidentally stumbling across the one quote that transforms your life because you chose to read the book you bought 5 years ago on your way to the office instead of checking your emails. It looks like going for a run to bring you mental clarity instead of scrolling through social media. And it looks like you refusing to accept that this is as good as it gets, just because every other sad mofo you know tells you it is. When you make room for mischief, you're not only creating space for change, you're choosing it. You're saying no to settling, and you are actively choosing to welcome change in. How incredible. And yet at the same time, how utterly, unbelievably possible it is for you. You can literally begin today. Life isn't an easy ride, but we often forget that the power we hold is in making the decisions that steer it. Breaking the routine, shaking up the status quo, rebelling against the ordinary are just expressions of the same sentiment. That life gets to be meaningful and mischievous when we design it on our terms. If you want to chat to me about any of what I've just said, please get in touch. Just drop me a DM on Instagram. I will not stop on my mission of being your facilitator of fun, advocate for adventure, and catalyst for change. Part 3 is a little shout out to Julia, who you will find on Instagram at beautifulclassics.uk. And she's the winner of a little competition I ran with my friend and photographer Phil Jones as we played a real life Where's Wally at the MCN bike show in London the other week. Julia fully leaned into the challenge by snapping a picture with Phil wearing a Mischief Movement t-shirt and won herself a coffee and a shout out. So here goes. Julia has a passion for all things vintage, including classic cars and motorcycles. The MCN show in London was really inspiring, especially as she was only on her bike L plates for now. She says it was amazing to see lots of women at the show from all ends of the country. Everyone was really friendly and encouraging, so now I'm buzzing to get my license by the end of the year. My friend Georgina has started a 125 Women Ride Out group, which has been a great way to meet and ride with other women around Sussex. Sadly, she couldn't make the show, but I did my best to spread the word that all 125 riders are welcome. My Westie pup Harris is also in motorcycle rider training, and so you'll see him out and about on his 1965 Lambretta. Anyway, thank you, Julia, for taking part. I hope you enjoyed this random mishmash mischief. I don't know what it is this week. But hey, it's different and that's what counts. I've got a fantastic interview lined up to share with you next week. So do hit follow or subscribe so you don't miss that. And you know the drill. In the meantime, keep making mischief and I will see you next week. See ya! Well, I hope you loved today's episode and it made you think differently, or perhaps nudged you into changing something in your life that's not working for you. I'd love to give you a shout out right here on the podcast too, so let me know what you think, what you'd like to hear more of, or how you've been inspired to take bold action. Let's keep in touch over on Instagram at The Mischief Movement, or click the link in the show notes to sign up to my Mischief Mail newsletter, where you'll get exclusive insights on upcoming episodes and your chance to submit questions to future guests. But shh, don't tell anyone, it's our secret. Please keep spreading the word about the podcast. You're doing such an amazing job, and I'm also super grateful for your 5-star ratings on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, which seriously help my mission to inspire and empower more people like us to choose mischief over mediocre. Have a great week and keep making mischief. Ciao!